We're good. All right, so the town board is back out of closed session. And we will now go to mayor and commissioner reports. Folks, commissioners, I would ask that, I know it's listed, commissioner reports and then closing comments. Let's separate those, so we will delineate them. Have your commissioner reports, and then if there are closing comments, we will move into that. All right. Let me start with giving my mayoral report. I don't have just a few things on the list today. We had a groundbreaking with Arden 55 and older community just last week. It was a wonderful event. For those of you who were able to attend, thank you. The MTC meeting is on March the 23rd. I will be attending that in the evening. I believe we're still virtual. And then last but not least, there is an EDC, a joint CEO roundtable between the EDC and the Lake Norman Chamber. That is I didn't write the date down. I just wrote the times. Give me just a moment and I will tell you. I apologize. That is on Wednesday morning, also on the 23rd at 9 a.m. And if you are interested, please let me know if you would like to attend. It is invitation only, so I'll make sure that you're able to go if you would like to go with me. And trying to think here. Last but not least, and I don't believe I shared this at our last board meeting, there was the Journey 360 program that the EDC put on for students, and the Lake Norman Education Collaborative was part of, and we took roughly 70 students and toured 3 different advanced manufacturing sites. They went to Pester, USA, Polytech, and they also went to KERS. And all 3 industries were just so different and unique. It was incredible to see. And then after they toured the advanced manufacturing facilities, we went to CPCC at the Barrancas campus, and they had the opportunity to tour the automotive program, and then had the opportunity to talk with counselors about everything that they saw that day and what education opportunities they could continue on with certifications to land those jobs. And so I have to share a couple of comments, but the one that really, it just lightened my heart, because there were a couple of things. One of the students leaned over to his buddy and he goes, "This is so much cooler than I thought it was going to be." And I thought, how cool is that? But 2, we were at Polytech, and the owner of Polytech was giving one of the tours. And one of the kids said, "Where did you go to college?" And he said, "I didn't. And I started this business with $11 in my pocket." And I thought, how inspirational was that for those students to be able to see that they can achieve a lot in life. And a lot of these students had no interest in going to college. But to be able to see all the vast opportunities that are out there for them, I thought was really cool and neat. And then, of course, the feedback from those businesses were like, wow, we want to do this again. So I thought it was a wonderful opportunity for those 70 students, and we hope to do that again in the future. So I will keep you posted on all that work. We will now go to commissioner reports. Commissioner Phillips?
I don't have a report.
All right. Commissioner Boone?
Thank you. Nothing from the fire department, but I do want to mention the Festival of Services, and this is a joint operation between Caterpillar Ministries and Ada Jenkins. This event will help start bridging the gaps in services for our neighbors at the Huntington Green neighborhood. The short-term goal for this event, which will be on April 2nd, is to bring all the services to one spot, one time for the entire community of Huntington Green. The long-term goal and vision is to keep these services coming back on a regular basis to help our neighbors at Huntington Green. The location is Lake Haven Community Church, Saturday, April 2nd, from 11 to 3 p.m. And I was told the Easter Bunny and Chicky will be there, so whatever that means. That's my report.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Kidwell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. CRTPO meets this Wednesday. Commissioner Boone is going to be there at my place. And also, the Veterans Representative from the VA will be here at Town Hall from 8 to 5 on the 23rd of this month as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kovacs.
Lake Norman Chamber update. Tomorrow, Tuesday, March 22nd, the Chamber will host the quarterly meeting of the region's nonprofits at the Carolina Custom Community Room at 20310 Chartwell Center Drive on the second floor. Meetings from 10 to 11:30, and it's to allow our nonprofits to share their upcoming events and programs, as well as find out more about their organizations supporting our lake communities. A Heart Saver CPR AED program will be held at the Chamber Wednesday, and the Chamber's young professionals will meet Thursday for their off-the-clock social 7 to 9 at Boatyard. The Young Professionals is a program of the Chamber and intended for people ages 21 to 39. And that's all I have today.
Thank you. Commissioner Munger.
Thank you, Mayor. I also attended the Arden 55 Plus groundbreaking, and just want to call out that particular community because it is an affordable community, which we definitely are in desperate need of within this community to have some affordable housing. So I really appreciate, and it's a great addition to the town. This Wednesday, I will be attending the 2 Huntersville 101 sessions, where we will have the brilliantly fantastic engineering and public works sessions. Can hardly wait for that. And last but not least, as always, if you have the opportunity to give, please consider supporting our local nonprofits. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Partee.
Thank you, Mayor. My public announcement involves private gun ownership safety. Accidental discharge causes serious physical injury and death. Huntersville Police Department has free child safety gun locks, and if any persons or organizations would need these locks, send me an email at dpartee@huntersville.com. Children are curious, let's be child safe. Finally, I want to also bring awareness to a nonprofit organization named Cool Kids Clubhouse in honor of Dan Jensen, located here in Huntersville. Cool Kids Clubhouse's mission is devoted to improving the quality of life for pediatric care patients. Please check out their website and donate. That's my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. All right, so now we'll go to closing comments. Does anyone have any closing comments?
I have one. I guess so this is our last meeting during Women's History Month, and I wanted to read this quote to you all, especially because so many of the great things that keep happening in our community are because of the women on our staff, the women that participate in this community. And it says, each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it, possibly without claiming it, she stands up for all women. Maya Angelou. And especially, I feel that that's very relevant tonight with the great progress with Delwood Center. And that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Mayor, I have a comment also.
Commissioner Partee.
My comment or my statement is addressing the Commissioner's Twitter fallout that we have been enduring. I just want to clarify my position as an elected Huntersville Commissioner regarding the Twitter statement posted by one of the sitting commissioners. I will not allow myself or the town to be held hostage by the public because of one person's questionable indiscretion. I represent the voters, residents, communities, and town government, and I took a sworn oath to protect the integrity of our town and my position as commissioner. And I repeat, I took a sworn oath to protect the integrity of our town and my position as commissioner. I am addressing what I consider to be the predatory language that was posted on social media that has caused a tremendous amount of backlash and anger. My Facebook page has been violated. I have received phone calls and emails directed towards board members and this town government. When the town of Huntersville is afraid to have a tent at a fundraising event in Veterans Park because of angry backlash, it's time for someone to step up to the plate and not put the head in the sand, hide, or run away from the negativity. I am the face of Huntersville, and I sure as hell not hiding for the next 2 years of my term from the public without articulating my position on this matter. Now I'm addressing those persons who have been victimized because of the language used by this commissioner in their tweet. I feel your pain. I hear your anger. I hear the anxiety of reliving the abuse. I speak to you from a position as a certified, trained expert and former special victims investigator working with victims that were children, adolescents, and adults. My wife, Michelle, is retired from SVU. With the same credentials, we are both trained to interview children whom were sexually abused and raped. My fellow board members are unaware of the predatory deviants that are lurking in our churches, our schools, streets, and in our families where trust is turned into abuse. To those persons demanding action or justification, I hear your pain and anger. But only this person alone who posted this tweet can resolve your emotional anger, your painful outcry, and bring you closure. This is my personal statement.
Does anyone else have any other closing comments? Commissioner Munger?
Yeah, I'd like to share a statement tonight, which I borrowed heavily from Senator Cory Booker, that I feel is appropriate in our current climate. There's a saying that the lowest form of human knowledge is opinion. We all have them. It requires no accountability, no understanding, no compassion. Whereas the highest form of human knowledge is empathy. It requires us to place our own egos in check and enter the deep wisdom of living in our one collective world. It's hard, but as we go about our day to day, may we all spend a lot more time listening and actually hearing one another, acknowledging our differences while celebrating our commonalities, and less time judging each other. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner Munger. Are there any other closing comments? Commissioner Kidwell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to address something that is closer to home, and that is the violence of teenage fighting over here at Burkdale. I've received way more emails than I care to have regarding the fighting that's going on over there. It was 6-on-1, teenagers against one. And, we've received emails from concerned parents, and they're like, what are the police doing? What is Burkdale doing? I just want to let you know, Burkdale hires 6 off-duty officers from the town of Huntersville, on top of their own security system, or security personnel. What you may not know is Regal Cinema is not part of Burkdale. It's actually a separate entity. They have one security guard. He works inside, he doesn't come out. I really want the community to email the general manager at the Regal Cinema and say, please start having additional security behind your building, because this is where these incidents are happening. I also want to reach out to the families out there to speak to their children. And I'll tell you, I was a wild youth. If I could stay out past curfew, speeding cars, having fun, what I thought was fun, I did it. But speak to your children about de-escalation. Talk to them about how to work through conflicts without violence. It's tough when you're a teenager. You got your hormones going on, trying to impress everybody and their brother. But seriously, talk to your kids. Nothing is solved by fist fighting out there. Nothing is solved when it's 6-on-1. If you can agree to disagree and walk away, that is the best course of action. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Kidwell. Anyone else? Well, I would like to also state that to encourage our kids to use 911, not to just pull their phones out and video. That does no one any good. But to encourage your kids, you can call 911 and it can be anonymous. I think that is very important. That is something I don't think our kids are doing enough these days. They're concerned about retaliation. If you can do it, you can call 911 and be anonymous. Just say, hey, there's a fight going to happen wherever. and let the police know, and they can then handle it. But if they don't know, if you're posting it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, they're not going to know. Police will not know until well after the fact. So thank you for those comments as well around Burkdale. But I do think we need to also encourage those students and those kids to use the tools that they have readily available, because every single one of them have one of these. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Any opposed?